Hi, this is Doug. I'm back. Do part two of this video. The video regarding my trading console that I developed. By the way, I have a website. It's called forextradeplans.com. About my website, I'm really trying to get a live trading room going as a business by subscription. I also want to offer trade plans to the public and other features, trade signals. So if you want to visit my website and you think there's anything there of value, please refer people there. The website, meanwhile, is wide open for anybody that wants to come and visit and check it out. I am a very easily reachable person. From my website, you can contact me by email. You could reach me by Skype, Twitter, Facebook. My cell phone number's on my website. I'm a very easy guy to get a hold of. I'm putting on these videos mostly for a thread that I have on Forex Factory. So you could also go to Forex Factory and you could do a search for me. My nickname on Forex Factory is Howie954. It's HOWIE 954. Howie is my nickname, and my real name is Doug, but the reason I go by Howie because my middle name is Howard, and Doug just sounds like a boring name, so I just use the nickname Howie. Howie 954 because 954 is my area code. It's a Fort Lauderdale, Florida area code. Most people know that, but anyway, that's how you would find me. I'm a very easily reachable guy. If you ever need to ask any questions, you want questions answered, I could answer just about any type of Forex related question you would ever ask. I'd be more than happy to answer them. I'm not like those other traders, professional traders out there that have websites that are making $50,000 a month, giving what I would call crappy information, useless information. I'm a real down to earth guy. I'm more than happy to answer a question. I'm not going to hang up on you. I'm not going to make you pay me money to answer your questions. So anyway, if you ever need any help, I'm there for you. Okay. Anyway, let's move on. Here is my chart. Now, this is the prototype, like I said in part one of the video. This is the second version of the original prototype that I actually finished a few days ago. I wasn't very happy with it. I mean, I did like it, but it was a little too overwhelming, and there were too many worksheets you had to flip through to get the information you needed. Now, the way I have it, there's only really two different worksheets you have to go through, and the thing about it is you don't even really have to go through, you don't have to go from one to the other, because the way I worked it out with this is we would go here to new window. Well, I first do this, and I do new window, and then I would do view side by side. And as you can see, by doing so, we could see everything now side by side. So what we have here is a spreadsheet that has everything you need to see. And I mean everything. Nothing is left out, all on one screen. We have here, this is the pivots. We have here, this is the currency pairs. And, I have it on, continuous synchronous scrolling. So when I'm going down here on this, it's actually going down on here. Everything is in the same position. So if I'm looking at euro dollar here, I'm looking at it here. If I want to scroll on down, I'll look at pound yen here. I'm looking at it here. And I really got it the way I finally want. I really got it the way I want it. I finally got it exactly how I want it to be. Just like this. We have here the currency pair and the time frame. We have the OHLC, which it's a very popular abbreviation, OHLC, open, high, low, and close. Open, high, low, and close. I put this in here myself, the range, I put that right here in the center because the range is in between the high and the low, obviously. And here we have the pivot points, all the pivot points that we would use with classical pivot points. Central pivot point, S1 through S3, R1 through R3, M0 through M5. All the time frames. I mean, monthly, weekly, daily, 4 hour, 1 hour, and 15 minute. So any type of a pivot point that you want to look up, you have it. What I didn't have in the last version, on the last video, what I do have now is I use the conditional formatting feature here on Excel, so that this is like a candle. You know how a candle that closes above the open is green, or if it closes, I mean, if a candle closes above the open, it's green, and if it closes below the open, it's red. Well, I set up a conditional formatting, a few rules, so that if the close is lower than the open, then, I mean, if the close is higher than the open, which here it's 43.33 was the close, but the open was 43.26. The text here, the range will display in green. In this case here, the close was lower than the open. It was 43.32. The open was 43.68. So the range is displayed in red. And a doji, which a perfect doji, where the close and the open and the close would be precisely the same, which we don't seem to have here anywhere. I had a couple yesterday, but not today. The text would be black. It would be bold but black. Okay, so green means it closed higher than the open. Red means it closed lower than the open, and black, which you don't see here, means that it's a doji. Price closed and opened at the exact same price level. So here you have all that. Here you have the same thing that's here is here. In fact, it's the exact same table. I just copied and pasted it. But here you have a few different things going on. First of all, and I want to show you this first for right now in expanded view. So we're going to go back to looking at both of them simultaneously. I already explained the pivots. Here's all the pivots for all the currency pairs. And here's the fib sheet. The fib sheet shows, once again, as I said, it's the same thing. You got the pair with the time frame, open, high, range, low, close. But here, these are Fibots. These are Fibots. These are support Fibots, and these are resistance Fibots. But they're not just Fibots. They're also Fibonacci extensions, and I'm going to explain them all to you in just a few minutes. These things actually serve two different purposes, and that was the problem that I had the other day with my earlier version of the spreadsheet. I actually had a worksheet here for just for Fibots, exclusively to Fibots, and so I had a worksheet just for pivots. Then I had another one just for Fibots. Then I had another sheet for fib retracements to the downside, you know, and fib retracements to the upside. So I had 4 different sheets that you had to look at. Plus I had this other one called midvits. That you know, I'm gonna put this on pause for just 1 second. I just got to check some stops. Hang tight. Okay, I'm back. But anyway, here's another spreadsheet that I created. We're not going to really get into this too much. I created this myself. It's my own idea. I didn't take this from anybody else. I call it midvits. Midvits. Just like pivots, but I call it midvits. And it appears that I forgot to color these. But anyway, that doesn't matter. I'll do that later. But you know what? I'm going to do it now. Let me pause the video one more time, and I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. I'm a bit of a perfectionist, and I don't like anything to be incomplete, so I went ahead and I color these in. But we're not going to spend too much time on this. I just wanted to go over this with you real quick. This chart here is really the same thing as the pivots. The only thing that really makes it different is this. I did a median, okay, which is the midpoint between the S3 and the M0, okay. So basically this value right here is the value between the S3 and the M0. In other words, it's the value between these two numbers is really here. So you know how the M0 is really the midline between the S2 and the S3? Well, what I decided to do was just for me to back test a little bit, just for greater accuracy, I thought I would do a midline between the S3 and the midlines, or between the actual pivot points and the midlines. So they're basically middles of the middles. So I decided to call them midvits. So middle and pivots combined, midvits. I got a lousy sense of humor right now. Okay. But anyway, so here's the middle area between the S3 and the M0. This is between now the M0 again, but between the area, the value between the M0 and the S2. S2 M1, M1 S1, S1 to M2, M2 to the central pivot point to the M3, M3 to R1, R1 to M4, M4 to R2, R2 to M5, and M5 to R3. So these are basically, they're middles of the middles. I'm just playing with it. We're not going to spend, above and beyond this quick little 3-minute explanation about it, we're not going to spend any more time on it. We're going to just be looking at the pivot sheet. But, you know, I just want to explain to you. So here it's red. Okay, like I explained over here in pivots. Actually, I don't know if I explained it here yet, but I explained it when we were looking at the chart, that the reason this is red, first of all, it is support. Well, definitely M0 and M2, I mean M0 and S2, there's still support. Even the S3, it's still support until it's broken, okay? But this is where I left this green because this would be the extreme. And if this area was breached, was broken, more than likely there would be a retest. And then that retest, this would actually become resistance, and price would be just keep falling. That's why I made this red to represent a falling market. Because usually if price breaks M0 or S3, it means that it is a breakout to the downside and price will keep falling. The same thing here with M5, R3, the center area, except for the opposite. It's green because if price was to break R3, okay, break out, it would more than likely come back into a retest. So you would take a fib, and off that retest, as soon as you saw green and it started to go up, you'd enter along because once again that would be a breakout to the upside, and you would just keep trading it until you saw evidence later that it was going to stall out or reverse on you. Over here, the space between the M2 and the central pivot point, that's red because if price was living below the central pivot point and it was to come up and hit it, more than likely it's going to bounce down a little bit. That central pivot point is going to act as resistance and it's going to fall. So the area, really, the space between the M2 and the central pivot point, I would call that a red zone. And conversely, the same thing here, the central pivot point, the area between the central pivot point and M3. If price was living above the central pivot point and it was to fall and hit the pivot point, or the zone between the pivot point and M3, you would more than likely expect that to act as support and price would definitely go back up. Now, here, this is all red, the M3 and R1 all the way to the R2, M5, it's all red because this is considered resistance. And whenever you hit these areas, you would expect price to fall. And once again, conversely, the same thing here, except the opposite. You would expect that anytime price was to reach these levels, it would go up. Why does it go up over here at these levels, and why does it go down? Is it going up here because people are entering longs? Some people might be entering longs here, and some people might be entering shorts here. But that's not really what's causing the action. These are take profit areas, okay? They're take profit zones. So if in fact you're taking a short from the central pivot point and you were to reach an area like M0, S2, those are considered as reversal pivot points. And of course, like the R2 and the M5, these are called reversal pivot points. So that people that might be in a buy from here to here, they may very well, most likely they're going to take profit. Most institutional traders will take profit in these zones. Now, when you are in a buy and you take profit, you're exiting your trade, okay, the market is just going to look at that as sells, as shorts, because in order for you to exit your buy, your broker is really putting in sell orders, okay? Because for you to exit your buy, or if somebody actually has to, if you're going to exit your buy, somebody else is going to have to buy that, so your broker's putting it for sell. So it becomes a sell order. And just like if you're in a short from here all the way down to here, the trader's going to take profit here from his short, from his sell. So if you're going to take profit from your sell short, the broker's going to have to find people to buy it. So you see what I'm saying? If you're in a short and you're taking profit, it's really when you exit your trade, it's buy orders. And if you're in a long to exit your trade off your long, it's going to be sell orders. So if there are a lot of traders in an uptrend and price hits the R2 or the M5 area and they exit the market on your chart, it may very well look like a sustainable downtrend. Price is falling, falling, falling. You may think people are entering those trades to the short, but it's not really that. That may not be the case at all. People are just exiting, and all those sell orders are coming out from you because you're exiting, and it just appears on the chart to be shorts, but it really isn't. But yet it is a self-fulfilled prophecy because other traders, they know this. They know it's a take profit area and it's a great place to enter a short, and they see the price is falling off this area and there's an opportunity to make money, so they're going to enter shorts. Therefore, they're going to help it fall even further. And the same thing here, around this zone here. When you exit your sell, okay, and the buy orders hit, other traders, they already know this is going to happen, and they're prepared for it. And they're going to wait and see evidence that price is going to start to bounce and go up. And because of that, they're going to enter the trade. So there's your self-fulfilling prophecy coming at you again. Price starts to go back up. It becomes a sustainable uptrend. Okay. By the way, we were looking at that chart earlier, and price actually continued to fall, just down just a little bit above 43.03. And this is definitely not the time of the evening I trade. I'm not really a big-time Asia trader, but I definitely would consider taking a short off the 38.2, 50% fib. I'm not an emotional trader. I don't trade on emotion, and even though like I said, I don't want to call a trade right now, but I haven't even looked at the news. But I think that the market is probably going to fall a little bit. Yesterday was a down day, and there's no reason for today not to be a down day. So anyway, that said, that's all I'm going to explain as far as the midvits. Wow, this video is moving. It's probably going to even be a part 3. But I don't want to focus on the midvits. I want to focus on just pivots and fibs. And we're going to split the screen here again in just a few minutes. These are data screens. They're read-only. We do not put anything in any of these. We don't enter any data here. We're just reading data. This is where we enter the data. Here I got this is the monthly pivot point data, weekly, daily, 4-hour, hourly, and 15-minute. Now, this is how I enter the data. I pretty much entered all the data already. Actually, I didn't do the 4-hour yet. I did the 4-hour earlier, but not yet, so I'm going to let you see me do that in action. I did do the daily. I did the hour earlier, but now there's a new hour, so you're going to actually see me do that in action. The monthly, weekly, daily, and hourly, I do the same way, okay? Every time. I go over here to the daily FX, which is hosted by FXCM, and I got it bookmarked here on my bar. because I'm uploading a video right now. It's taking a little time for some of my web pages to open. I want you to see how easy this is. I want you to see how I do it. Bear with me, please. I'll take a look at the dollar index. I don't know about you all, but I love the dollar index, and I don't even know how you could trade without it. You need the dollar index if you want to trade the majors. It looks like the daily might be in an uptrend. I mean the hourly. I'm sorry, the dollar might be in an uptrend. I've watched that because if on the dollar index we keep going up, then that'll confirm my suspicions that we're going to be a down day on the euro dollar. Refresh this page a couple times. Come on. You know, I really wish I lived in my old neighborhood. In my old neighborhood, I had super fast Comcast internet. I was getting like 100 megabytes a second download speeds. It was unbelievable. Now I'm living in this private community, and I can't wait to get the hell out of here. The most I could ever expect is like 6 megabytes download speeds, and the upload is just a lousy, lousy 512 kilobyte, half a meg. Anyway, okay, here is the OHLC, the open, high, low, and close. Open, high, low, and close. That is the OHLC. This is for the hourly. So here we got the monthly, which I've already got entered. I'm not going to do that again. That was updated on July 1st. The weekly, that was, at the beginning of the week updated. The daily, which was updated a few hours ago. 2200, that's GMT. Because I'm in New York time, that's 4 hours later than me. So this is updated every day, really at 1800 hours New York, which is 6 p.m. New York time. I already updated this today. But I didn't, and of course the hourly updates every hour. And it was updated 15 minutes ago. By the way, I used to think that they were up. I used to keep coming to here, and they used to be updated like 30 to 40 minutes late. And actually, it turned out it wasn't their fault at all. And I feel so stupid. I emailed them so many complaints about it. And as it turns out, this page just happens to get cached into the web browsers. And I actually found now to keep this up to date, I have to always clear my cache on Firefox. So if you do want to take advantage of this section here, and you are using Firefox or any one of your browsers, just remember you're going to have to go to Tools, Options, Advanced tab, Network tab, and do the Clear Now, okay, to clear your cache every time, just so you know. So I'd point that out. So this is what I do now. I'm going to update the hourly candle. I update the hourly the same way I do the daily, weekly, and monthly. I just do like this, copy, and copy, and paste. This is the hourly right here. I go here, right click, paste. That's it. It's updated. I'm done with that. Now, unfortunately, they don't have a 4-hour. I actually mentioned this in my other video. It doesn't make sense to me. I do not understand why. If anything, you would have expected that they'd have a 4-hour and not have a 1-hour. Now, I'm glad that they have a 1-hour because I love having that hourly. It comes in handy. But now, if they were to add a 4-hour, I'd have a 4-hour and an hourly. Okay. Of course, I would have bummed it, because they could have easily not had a 4-hour or an hourly. But the fact that they have an hourly saves me a lot of trouble, because if they didn't have that hourly, I'd have to do it manually, and it would just be hell for me. But now I'm just waiting for them to add a 4-hour. I keep sending them emails, asking them over and over again, please put a 4-hour. We could really use a 4-hour. And then they keep saying, well, we'll pass the message along, we'll pass it along. But companies like this, they're only out to make money. They do not care about people like you or me. And you could, keep making requests like that till you're blue in the face, asking nicely, begging, and they'll never do it. It's a simple thing. It would probably take them 5 or 10 minutes to do it, but they probably won't do it just because we're asking for it. I don't understand corporate America. I've been asking them now for weeks. Please add a 4-hour, and they just won't do it. Oh, anyway, all right, I'm not going to gripe. Let's go ahead and go back to the spreadsheet. So as you can see, we've updated the hourly. So now, as I was saying, I have to do the 4-hour and the 15-minute manually. I added a 15-minute just for the hell of it. You don't have to be religious to it. It's not a big deal, though, to update this yourself. But if you're going to update the 4-hour and the 15-minute, the process to do those two are both the same. It has to be done manually, but it's not hard to do it. I go over here to my FXCM, to the market scope, and I'm going to do just the euro dollar for this example. I'm going to do the 4-hour, so I use the market scope. I set it to 4-hour. I go File, Export to Excel, and then I've done it in the past, so I just save it here, euro dollar 4-hour. Yes, if I want to save. And you know what? Just for the hell of it, I'm going to go ahead and do the 15-minute, same deal. Just switch this to a 15-minute. Go File, Export to Excel. Whoops. Why did I do that? My finger slipped. Okay. So now I'll go to euro dollar. Double click here on 15-minute. Yes, I want to save. I'm done with that. Now I'll go into the folder that I have, which is, by the way, usually my computer's faster because I have it on Arrow, but I always turn off Arrow when I use, because I'm using Camtasia, and Camtasia seems, I have a really lousy video card. I need to upgrade my video card, and whenever I use Camtasia when I'm on Windows Arrow, I have all kinds of, crashes, and computer slows up on me, so I always turn off Arrow when I make these videos. Anyway, so now I go to the euro dollar 4-hour. I double click that, and it pulls up, makes a spreadsheet. This is the 4-hour candle that's already in progress. Okay, the one that began at 9 o'clock. So this one I do not care about. I will not care about that until 1 o'clock in the morning. This is the one that just closed at 9 p.m. or 8:59. Right click on this. I'm going to copy, and I'm going to close that. Then I'm going to go here to the back to the training console. We're at the 4-hour euro dollar. I'm going to do paste. See, paste it right there. I'm going to save it. I always save it after I do a paste because there's so many calculations being done on this spreadsheet. It can crash. Excel can crash on me, and then I'll lose my data. So I always save every time I do a paste, just so you know. Now I'm going to go here to euro dollar 15. Double click on that. Same thing. This is the 15-minute calendar that's already in progress. I'm going to highlight this. I'm going to copy. And I'm going to go over here to 15-minute. Paste. Now when I'm trading at night by myself, I'm actually doing that every 15 minutes. I'm doing it compulsively now. I'm like crazy when it comes to that. I'm staying right on top of it. Now look at this. Oh, hang on. I want to see if anything has changed. Oh, I was showing you earlier that I have it set up so that if the close and the open are the same, this will be black like a doji. It was the same, but only by 0.1. So I set a rule that I consider that a doji. And as you can see here, you see I run this off to 2 decimals instead of 3. We don't really need 3 decimals. We really just use 2 decimal spaces for the ends. So the close and the open were the same, 77.82, 77.82. So technically this would look like a doji. And I think if we were to, I should have took that short. Anyway, I'll get some pips tonight. But anyway, just for the sake of the example here, if we go here, we look at the dollar yen 1 hour, the previous 1 hour. See, it acts as a candle. I mean, my chart acts as a candle. That's a doji, right? We know that this is the candle that's in progress. This is a doji, and so this here is this. Opened at 77.82, closed at 77.82. Anyway, I just wanted you to see that. I wanted you to see the accuracy of my spreadsheet. By the way, I was actually setting up, that's why I had the fib here. I was actually setting up to take this short. I kind of missed out on it, but anyway, it doesn't matter. You people are what matters, okay? This video is for you all. This console that I developed, it's for all of you to use. I'm going to make this interactive. I'm going to put it on my website. I'm going to make it so that you're not going to even have to enter the data the way I do. I'm going to have an automatic data feed. It's going to be available on my website, and I'll explain all that to you later. But anyway, let's get back to it. Now, we're going to go here. This will be on pivots. This will be on fibs. Okay, let me just freeze. Okay, so here we go. For the rest of this video, for the rest of this presentation, this is all we're going to look at, and we're going to go over all of the elements of these two charts together. But this is it. This is all we need to look at from here on out to do our technical analysis. This is the only screen we need to see. Pivots here. Oh, I'm sorry, and fibs here. Okay. This is what we're going to look at for the rest of the time we're here. Barring me occasionally updating the 15-minute chart, this is all we're going to look at. This chart, and we're going to look at it simultaneously. And we might occasionally switch over to this, which, my God, it's really turned out to be a decent trade. And by the way, I've told you before in pivot point theory, usually a 38.2 will go down to a 161.8 and stall out. Stalling out around the 138.2, it's coming back, but it's going to keep going. But in the first video, as you can see, I said this was a strong area to take a short. And if you took a short over here at 43.34, you'd be really happy right now. You'd be already what? You'd already be up 40 pips. I mean, for some people, that's a day's work. Look, we're going to just keep falling and falling, and as you can see, I was set up to take this short. I usually don't take shorts before the 30 until the 38.2, but I had a lot of confidence in price. I told you guys earlier this is a very powerful area of resistance, and people were either entering shorts here or exiting their longs from here. And wow, I'm not one to pat myself on the back, and I do not pat myself on the back. I don't believe in that. I don't pat myself on the back, never. But I will be honest with you. I don't like being wrong. I love being right. It just validates that I'm learning, and I know what I'm talking about. It's been a 5-year struggle for me to finally become a trader and a sound technical analysis. I do want you to know one thing. There's a very big difference between being a good trader and a good technical analyst. I consider myself a decent technical analyst. Am I a great trader? I can't really say I am yet because I still haven't mastered money management. I know a lot of traders that are really lousy technical analysts, but they're great traders. They're wrong 70, even 80% of the time, and somehow they know how to they still make money. I could be right 60 to 80% of the time and still lose money. These guys, they got it down to a science, how many lots to enter with, when to take profit, which areas to take profit in. I'm an all or nothing trader. Just so you all know, I want you to understand my trading personality. If I'm entering with one lot, obviously I'm going to exit with one lot. But if I enter a trade based on 4 lots, usually I'm exiting all 4 lots. I need to start, getting myself in tune with exiting with half my trade, scaling out. I just thought I'd let you know. I'm going to be really upfront with you guys. I'm not saying I'm a bad trader. I'm just saying that money management is not my strong point yet. And news. I'm not really an economics physicist yet. I do understand a little bit about macro and microeconomics. But when I do news trades, I don't do them because I know I understand what the news is all about. My news trades that I do are technical news trades. I really watch what happens on the chart. For example, if there was a news announcement right here and price took off like that, all I would know is whatever was in the news, it made price go up. And then I would do something like this. I would just do a fib and catch it on the fib. And if this in fact was a news trade, then I would have made money. But anyway, I'm making this small talk because there's not enough time to get into a lengthy video right now on this. We're going to do part 3 now. I decided I'm going to have to do a part 3. And we're already going on 36 minutes. So when I come back, if you can stomach me and handle me for another 30 to 40 minutes of your time, I know your time is valuable. But if you could tolerate me for another half an hour, we're going to focus on nothing but this. What you see right here is all we're going to look at. I'm going to go ahead and upload this part right now and mentally prepare myself for the next part, which will definitely be the final video for this. So I want to thank you all for taking your time to listen to me and watch my presentations. I know your time is very valuable, but I hope you get something out of this, and I hope I could be of service to you. So I'll see you in just a few minutes. I'll see you in just a few. Bye.